Nope, your eyes are not deceiving you. That's Lucille Ball, and yes, she is the woman who saved Star Trek. I promise that before this video is over, it will all make sense. But before I get going, let me introduce myself. Hi folks, my name is Dave Sundstrom, and I like to think of myself as something of a pop culture historian, especially when it comes to music, movies, and television. Simply put, I love talking about this stuff. So with that said, let's get rolling. Growing up, I absolutely loved the I Love Lucy show. As a kid, I thought Lucy was so darn funny, and it was always a special treat when this episode aired on television. I love how the story never called George Reeves anything but Superman. I know there are better episodes of the show out there, but this one will forever be my favorite. So anyway, let's jump forward almost a decade to the mid-60s when Lucy, who is now divorced from Desi Arnaz, becomes aware of this feller. Yep, that's a young and ambitious Gene Roddenberry. You see, Lucy, at the time, is in charge of the creative side of Desilu Studios, the side of their business that greenlights new TV projects, and Mr. Roddenberry, well, he has a doozy of an idea. Of course, I'm talking about Star Trek. At first, Lucy didn't really understand the concept of the show, but once she did, she was on board and gave her approval for Gene to film a pilot episode. That pilot was titled The Cage, and it starred Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Christopher Pike. For those who know and love Star Trek, especially the original series, this pilot had a bit of a different feel to it. Leonard Nimoy was part of the cast as Mr. Spock, but even he seemed a little bit off. And you know what? Test audiences didn't love it. And the studio execs at Desilu overseeing production of the pilot were ready to cut everyone loose and take their losses. But you know what? Lucy wasn't ready. Going against the advice of others, she greenlit a second pilot to be filmed, and Gene Roddenberry went back to work. He combed through the feedback that he'd received from test audiences and produced a second Star Trek pilot titled Where No Man Has Gone Before. And this one starred a guy named William Shatner as a different kind of captain, less weary and a heck of a lot more brash and bold. And this pilot just felt different. And the executives at NBC agreed, asking Desilu to move forward with production. But wouldn't you know it, the Desilu executives again were hesitant. It was an expensive show to produce, and for a third time, Lucy would have to step in to move the project forward. And the rest, as they say, was television history. Star Trek went on to become a worldwide phenomenon, and none of this would have happened had it not been for Lucille Ball. And here's the really cool thing. It wasn't just Star Trek. Along with starring in her own show for CBS, Variety reported in the summer of 1966 that along with Star Trek, Desilu Studios had decided to move forward with another risky and very expensive TV show titled Mission Impossible. So there you go. Not only did Lucy save Star Trek, but she also had a hand in bringing the world Mission Impossible. Alright, I promised everybody who stuck around to the very end something fun, so how about this?
Black Bart, I hear you're the best solitaire player in Tombstone. I challenge you.
You're on, Lucy.
Solitaire, the game you play against yourself or someone else.
Full house, 25 points.
4 jacks, 50 points.
You've got to play your cards just right to make a high score.
Oh!
200 points. Only the ace of spades can beat me now.
Aha! Black Bart, you are now the second best solitaire player in Tombstone. Solitaire from Milton Bradley. It's a real challenge.
You know, I have got to say, the more that I learn about Lucille Ball, the more impressed I become. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section of this video, and if you enjoyed my little trip down memory lane, please give it a thumbs up. That's how I will know if I should make more videos like this one. And I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.